Yo, what is up? We are back. It's No Border Sports with me, No Crypto, and my partner, Waruna. Waruna, what's up?
Doing good. It's been great.
I'm sure.
Yes, we started well. The early Saturday game worked out really well because we got the business taken care of. So just sit back, relax, and watch rest of the NFL just going at each other. It can't get any better than that.
What's up, Carcast? How's it going, bro? We're doing good. Long time no see. Well, I seen you pumping in, but I think you went on a hiatus there for a while. I was like, where he at?
Yeah. So let's jump right into what we wanted to discuss today, because I think we have around 40 minutes until the game starts, the final game. So, before we start anything, just wanted to brag a bit, because so far, 100% right on my picks. I think nobody expected Giants versus Vikings. I think that's where you got it wrong, right?
What's up?
I think that's where you got it wrong. You picked Vikings.
And the Chargers.
Chargers, yes.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So that's how it happened. So let's jump into the 49ers week. So, okay, let me start by saying, now this is one of...
What up, Damien?
So this is probably... Hey, Damien. So this is probably the best, most dominating, postseason victory in Kyle Shanahan's era after 2019 NFC Championship game. That game was on another level. That game was on another level. But this was the best victory apart from other players.
I think this was better.
This was better. Yes, arguably this was better, but I still put the NFC Championship game in a higher scale due to the magnitude of the game, because it was the NFC Championship game. You are playing against Aaron Rodgers, who was playing at an MVP level. Because that was a team coming from after so many years of disappointments, 49er teams, so on and so forth. So, and especially the way Raheem Mostert destroyed Packers. So that game I still rate higher, but apart from that, I think this is one of the best games. So to begin,
can I say why I think it's better real quick? I think there was more adversity in this game than in the other one. And I think we won convincingly enough to say that it was a more dominant, you know what I mean? Because look, you got rookie quarterback at the helm. You know what I mean? The defense, I don't know. The secondary seems the same as it was back in 2019. The defensive line seems like it's a little less, and the linebackers are still the same. So yes. I think they did more with less this time, kind of. You know.
Yes. So.
Uh-oh. Waruna, you there? Did you go? Did I go?
Oh,
you're good. You froze for a second for me. I don't know if you froze for everybody, but
yes, I think it happened to me as well. So I think what I really enjoyed about this game, I was literally following Twitter parallelly. That's something I do during the game, just to see how people react to the game, what's happening live. Halftime, we were trailing by 1 point. Jimmy Ward made a stupid mistake. That's the only way that you can say it.
I don't think that was a mistake,
right? But still, I I think the 49er fan base was kind of in panic mode, but I wasn't because I thought like, okay, fine. This team has more than enough to win a football game, and it essentially proved because when that strict sack happened. It was, I think, 40th minute. I think third quarter. We were into the 10th. I mean, there were like 5 minutes left. That strict sack happened. Then the game changed. I think Seahawks did not have any chance. So that was the best thing because last year, especially every game, even in the latter part of the regular season, the fans, everyone who was following the team was really worried if what if 49ers make mistakes, because 49ers had to play mistake free football in order to win. But right now we have a team that can afford to make a mistake or two, still they would go on and win. So that's the best outcome, or I would say the positive that I took out of this game, because this team has confidence. This team has the ability to be flexible and win games. So Ryan, what do you think about this win? What are the positives? Let's talk about the positives first. So what is the major positive that you took out from this win?
Well, first thing I want to talk about a small one real quick. In the first drive, they had, well, throughout the game, they had Debo in the backfield. Right, with the first drive, can't remember what play it was, but I think it was early on, or anyway, I think it was like the second or third play. Debo Samuel, they ran him. It looked like he was going to run up the middle, but it was off tackle. It was away from all the big gnarly guys, and it was a great play to help use Debo in all his strengths without having him to have to actually like muscle somebody just to break the line of scrimmage. I think it was a great way of using him, and I hope Kyle uses him a lot more that way. Then because it also, if he goes out for a pass there, who are you going to have cover him? A linebacker? That's messy. That's messy. Not many linebackers in the league can do that, and most of them are on our team. I'm just saying. Just saying. But what I liked was the offensive flow. I was like, I didn't know we were really having that much of an issue with our offense in the first half. It seemed like it was just, normal, starting the playoffs, let's get over this type of thing. I didn't really think there was much, but they really turned it off on there in the second half, especially after they messed with Debo. And one thing I want to give Brock Purdy some credit, because it seems like he went in the locker room and Kyle pretty much told him, hey, bro, all the plays are there. Like, everything's there. You just got to hit these guys. That's what he said. You just got to get it to the guys. And AKA Brock, you need to calm down, and you need to just get the ball where it needs to go, bro. It's not that hard. It's all there. You're making this into too much. And it seems like he chilled out. And then when that incomplete pass to Brandon Ayuk was going down, I was like, why is he going across the field for all this? He wanted that damn fourth touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, with all his might, he's like, I want to destroy this record here and now. And to show what he can do, bro, that little zip going around the field, it just makes me think that this offense can actually do what I have been thinking it could the whole year and compete with the defense and be able to defense to shut people out and the Niners to put up scores. You know what I mean? Not necessarily shut them out, but take a team that usually scores 35 points a game and make it so first half they've got 14. You know what I mean? And they can't do much more. 20 points. That at the end of the game they're sitting there with 24 points and we've got 45.
Yeah. So I think one thing that one way that we can look at this is, I mean, let's forget about the Niners for a moment, right? Think about Chiefs. You would see, I mean, Chiefs are overall, if you take from 2019 to up to 2022, they are the best team in the NFL overall, right? The regular season post team, the best team. So you would see there are some games that the other team come really hard at Chiefs, Sometimes they are trailing, probably into the early late third quarter, fourth quarter. But Chiefs finally find ways to come back, either through mistakes from their opponents or just the offensive brilliance. So this is what good teams do. I mean, forget about the football for a moment. In any sport, you will find good teams. I mean, especially even in rugby, when there are really good teams, and if you check the halftime score, you would be surprised. Oh, this is going to be a close game. But when you come to like the 1 hour mark, during the last 20 minutes, games just blows wide open. Floodgates are going to open. So that's what good football teams do. Usually they'll just absorb the pressure, anything that the opposition throws at you, and just, I mean, just play just playing with the basics. Keep, I mean, playing the discipline level of football or whatever. And finally, when they have the chance, they just go full throttle. I mean, whatever the way it is, and win games. So that is what I am seeing from this team, 49ers team, especially with the Brock Purdy as the quarterback. So this is incredible, because this is something I really wanted to see, for this team to be a true championship caliber team, a team that can, I mean, counter punch, go punch to punch with other teams. So that is what this team is capable of. So this team is has the ability to take the pressure, absorb pressure, and they just need one moment to fight back. So let's ask one question Karthik asked us before we move forward, because
Oh, did
again
you see
with
something in the chat you wanted to address?
yes, so he
Okay.
asked about the squid kick, the Jimmy Ward situation. Now, two things. Now, if you remember, uh, I think it was Greenlaw who was sent off against the Chargers game for that late hit against Justin Herbert, right? So after the game, Jimmy Ward was addressing about. I mean, he was talking about this situation. He was like, "Okay, we are going to go at the quarterback. We don't like if the quarterback starts running. Fine.
Mhm.
I mean, personally, I don't do not agree with the statement, because this is not the first time he said it. He said something along the lines about the Super Bowl two in 2019. Immediately, I understood what his intentions were. He didn't care about the penalty. I mean, roughing the pass or anything. He went for it, but I think that was stupid, because end of the day, he did cost us a field goal. And probably if this was the last year's team, that would have been the field goal. 49ers lose the game. Luckily, we are not there anymore.
I
So,
think I think. Oh, I can hear an echo. Um, I think that I think it was planned. Except, just like you said, he was trying to make a statement. You ain't gonna run on us, boy. But I think what happened is he didn't understand how much time was on the clock, and he was off by a second. And he was thinking, if I hit him, it'll be a penalty on the ensuing kickoff, next half, and who cares about that? I like that you brought up the squib, because
yes,
look what the squib did. It gave him more room. I think if we would have kicked it out of the end zone and make them do a touchback, I think it would have been way better. Um, but yeah,
yeah. So, end of the day, because yesterday, I mean, not yesterday, Saturday, Seahawks were in the game up until that strip sack. Then they started making so many racking up so many penalties. So that's where game went south for them. So 49ers, on the other hand, I mean, we talked about this in our last episode as well. The difference between 2020 49ers versus 2021 49ers. One key area that we figured out was the discipline. A really good team, very less amount of holding penalties in through from the offensive line, uh, no more pass interference, defensive pass interference penalties uh, from our secondary. So we have to keep that shape. So that's why I was kind of, I wouldn't say I was mad, but that's why I said it was a stupid penalty. Please don't do that.
I
Stop the guy, tackle the
I
player,
I I
do a
like it because look, so in the biblical times, right? Who was it? Jericho. They burnt the walls of Jericho to the ground, right? AKA they slaughtered everybody in the city. You know what they did when they went to the next town? They sent somebody inside to say, "Hey, what's up? We want to talk." And everybody said, "Hey, hey, hey, we're your buddies. Come on in. You're good. We'll. You're our boss now. We don't want any trouble like the last time." He was making an example out of Gino. Like, you gonna run on us, boy? Is still the flag ain't gonna save you. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that, but at the same time, I'm personally seeing all this. But my point is, stay disciplined, do the technical tackle, stop the runner from moving forward. That's it. Move on to the next one. Move on to the next one, because these kind of things can cost you. What if you get ejected, right? Sent off. That can
Well,
cost you
you
the
would
game,
need to
right?
get another penalty just like that.
Yeah.
I think.
So that's it. So let's there are so many chats today, so let's just try to answer a couple of things before we move forward.
Oh,
uh,
shout out to Bryant Culp and who else didn't I notice that came? Oh, David McNiner.
yes, so this is another, yes, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. They were on top. 100% they were on top notch. Yesterday they played really well. So just to finish off the topic on 49ers win. We talked about the positives and everything, but did you see anything that worried, or maybe something that you think 49ers need to improve?
Yeah, where was our D line? Bosa got a sack. Like, I'm not mad at anybody, but you would think with a game like that, and how it kind of went, that we would have seen, Gino on the ground a little bit more. You know what I mean? And uh, I know they got some studs and some young studs there, but I still think that that's no excuse. We should got somebody.
Yeah. Um, yes. To me,
Oh my!
I think this is going great, because this is aligning with what I was going to say. Ayuk is, we discussed this. Ayuk had a great
Yes,
season, but I really want him to not drop any crucial passes like that, because that was one of the best passes. That's best plays, probably the best play of Brock Purdy the entire evening.
hands down of his entire career as a
Because
Niner. That's his best play,
yeah, because today just before we
hands
were
down.
about to go online, I saw Rich Madrid posting the same play, clip of that play in Twitter, saying Brock Mahomes. Yes, that's Mahomes level play, without a doubt. I don't think
Well, it's it's not a 10 out of 10 Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he did
still
some crazy
great
stuff.
play.
But that's
Yes,
a 7, and the 7 to an 8 out of 10 of a Mahomes style
yes,
play.
yeah. There are
You're
not
cooking.
too many quarterbacks right now who can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There are too many quarterbacks. So that's what one thing that, in terms of negatives, I want Ayuk to catch these balls. The other part, kind of, I would like if Brock Purdy does not try to scramble to his left, move out of pocket. Go to his left and try to do these throws, because when he rolls to right, he makes better throws. When he rolls to left, he doesn't make the same level of good throws. I don't know, for some reason he tried to
So
do that too many times yesterday. I mean,
so
on Saturday.
when he's in the pocket, he's more accurate to the left side than he is to the right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. So I hope that he figures that out. So, uh, uh, I mean, let's quickly talk about this, since we already talked about how good was Purdy.
Oh, I gotta give him an A for his first playoff game. I mean, you could probably critique his style of play in the first half. If he was like a veteran quarterback, you could say, oh, like he needs to get back to his, championship level style of football. He doesn't have a championship style of football. He doesn't have a MVP style of football. He's got a first year rookie, third string quarterback style of swag. You know what I mean? So he got an A. You could say A plus. Like you could say A plus so easily. He broke a record for like the most touchdowns and yards or something for a rookie quarterback in the first playoff game. You know what I mean? Like A plus.
Yes. I mean, A plus performance. I mean, it really summed up. Jimmy Garoppolo, 4 interceptions in his entire playoff career versus Brock Purdy, 1 game, 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdown passes. So that tells you the story how good Brock Purdy played on Saturday. So let's move
And
on
there
to
could have
our,
been he could have put up 50 points in that game.
yeah, easily. He
Or
could have,
not him, but the team could have with his help.
yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean? Like there was 2 field goals, right? You know what I mean?
yes.
Like
49ers were literally playing their, I mean, backups in the last 5 to 8 minutes. They were literally playing their backups. So Debo. So we talked about Debo before the, I mean, game,
did you
and
get this? Do you get this comment right here? The Vagiants like vaginas,
okay,
and the
okay.
Kegels like the
Let's be civil.
exercise that women do.
Yes, let's be civil. Uh, so okay, yeah. So I saved one comment from Damian Lee. Let's put it at that later. So I think there are so many people thinking along the same lines as us in terms of the predictions for the divisional round. So Debo, I mean, when we talked about Debo before the game on Friday, we talked about his regression, not having the same level of production this year. Now, the on the Saturday's game, 49ers had only two third down successful conversations out of 6 attempts. They were two out of six on third downs. Guess who converted those two third downs?
Brock Purdy.
Debo. So basically, all those you can go back and watch all those two. Third downs. The ball was Debo basically caught the ball behind the
Line of
first
scrimmage.
down. Yeah, behind.
Not first down, line to gain.
Yeah, behind the required distance to the first down, and he made two great efforts to keep the drive going. So I think the highlight of his day was that 74-yard touchdown. But to me, he made a great impact during those two plays, because he's that I was like, okay, this guy still has so much to offer to this team, because those are the situations that he excelled last year. I mean, basically, still you have to have, like, you need to convert this crucial third down and you need another 3 or 4 yards to go, he would somehow get it. He did that during the uh, divisional round against Packers. 3rd and 7, we needed to we needed that first down for the field goal, and it was Debo. So it was that kind of small passages of play I saw from Debo on Saturday, and it was really exciting to see. So I hope that he can carry that momentum to the playoffs. Uh, if he can do that, so 49ers offense will be unstoppable. I would say that. What do you think about Debo?
I think his time off, he might have slimmed down a bit. I'm not sure, but I think he slimmed down a bit, and I think that got some of his zip back. And he's also extremely fresh. He doesn't have a whole season of running the ball like a halfback. He's ready to rock. I mean, if this defense can stay their course and this offense stays their course with where everybody's at, I mean, this could be one of the nastiest teams ever. Like, I still think we need more out of that D line when we start to go up against when in the Super Bowl for the most part. But like, we're gonna if we go up against Jalen Hurts, if we go up against Jalen Hurts, we're gonna need our defensive line to not try and pass rush out of their minds. We're gonna need them to contain things and slowly constrict the pocket, which is not necessarily their strong point because I've never really seen them do it. But that's what they need to do, and they need to do that quickly. You know what I mean? Like gradually and quickly. And I don't know if they're good at that. Yeah, that's what I need out of them. And it's gonna like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Those same quarterbacks you're gonna need to do the same type of thing to, for the most part. You know what I mean? You can catch them here and there, but you're not going to be able to do it every down. You're not going to be able to run upfield every down because they'll kill you with it. Look at Danny Dimes. Like Carcass was saying.
Yes.
Like you saw that one of their whole drives last night was him running the ball. And I was with Ted, and I was like, I don't know if that's sustainable. You know what I mean? I don't know if you want him doing that on the 49ers defense, but good luck.
It would be a good match.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to the next topic. Tampa Bay versus Cowboys. 49ers will play the winner on Sunday. Who do you want to play?
I want to get a crack at Dallas again. I kind of want to, I just kind of want to send them home. Huh?
That would be a sweet path to the NFC Championship game. Because
have you noticed
beating Seattle, beating Dallas? I mean,
yeah.
Yes.
Have you noticed the polls on the Twitter and whatnot? It seems like everybody wants to play Tampa.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got a poll out. Go check me out on Twitter. I've got a poll out right now. If you don't care whether you play, just vote for what you think why other people would want to play them. But please share it because I kind of want to know what people think. So if we could get that one out there and kind of get a good consensus of it, it's going for 24 hours. So please share that one.
So okay.
What up, Steve-O?
Why do I mean the if you leave the fan side of it, the revenge side of it, technically, who do you think that match? Would give a good fight to, I wouldn't say good fight, but who would match well with 49ers? Is it Dallas or is it Tampa? Who are going to give a 49ers a real scare in the division round?
I think Tampa's more of a troublesome foe because they've got Vita Vea, You've got Tom Brady. They've got good wide receivers. Not necessarily that the wide receivers are better than the Cowboys wide receivers. I'm just saying they've got good wide receivers. Tall, you know what I mean? Tall guys. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily wouldn't want to play them. But if you're going to be a champion, you got to play the best of the best, or else you're not any sort of a champion, right? You know what I mean? So I want to play I want to play the best team. I just think stylistically, Tampa could be a little more issue. Like with Cowboys, you got Zeke Elliott. Pollard's injured. Okay, give me that all day long. Zeke's going to get 25 rushing yards. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. 25 rushing yards. They're going to give up on the rushing game, and they're going to end up passing. And once they do that, Dak is going to be in the pocket a little too long and not know that Nick Bosa is hunting him down. The ball's going to come out. You know what I mean? One way or another. It's going to be an interception or it's going to be a strip sack. You know what I mean? So that's why. But who knows?
Who knows? So this is the other comment that I wanted to bring up from Damien. This is what we were talking about earlier before before the show. Giants and Niners and NFC. This is even I was thinking about this because when I watched the Giants, the way they played, a team they have nothing to lose. They have a really good head coach. Brian Dable is a guy who doesn't want to lose. You could see how animated he was in the sidelines, right? So you have that kind of environment. I think it's a very good coach team, and Daniel Jones, he's basically putting his, I mean, life on the line for that team. He doesn't care whether he's going to, because he's not Josh Allen. He's not athletic, fast, or agile. He doesn't have any of these qualities compared to these other like dual threat quarterbacks. But still, he wants to do whatever needs
He has to.
for the
If
team.
he wants to play in the
He
league,
has to, as well as I think he's willing to do that. He's not hesitating. He's literally doing anything he can for that team. So I think they have a really good chance to beating Eagles. It would be I think it would be a grudge battle because divisional rivals playing for the championship games. In the divisional round. So yeah, this could be a possibility. 49ers versus New York Giants playing for the NFC Championship game, and again that would bring back the old memories. I think 49ers and Giants have history. Dating back to Joe Montana's era, even before that. So I think it would be a good matchup if that happens. So that's why I wanted to brought that comment up. So let's quickly jump on to our last topic of the day before we wrap up for the game. The good, bad, and the ugly. So good, bad, and the ugly.
Hold on. We got jeez. You look pissed in that.
Yes.
I am. Yeah.
So the good, bad, and the ugly version covering the wild card round, not just the 49ers. So, okay, you start this time, Brian. The good, bad. So, okay, what was the good?
The good, team? I would say, and I'm going to exclude the Niners. I would say the good would be the New York Giants. I did not expect them out of anybody. I think that was the biggest head scratcher. The bad, I'm going to go Chargers. They had that. They totally had that. That could. No, that's the bad. And the Vikings, they're the ugly. There's so much of a fraud that they have to be. Even the coming back from 4 interceptions. I mean, I still think that's bad over the Vikings. Like, at least the Jaguars and the Chargers were kind of close as far as, you would think, being a competitive game and, stuff being, but like the Vikings should have mollywopped the Giants and they didn't. They got smacked.
I mean, that's why I said you can't trust Vikings on the other day.
Yeah.
It's my turn. The good would be Giants because a team that is determined to take on whatever comes their way. So that's good. The bad would be Vikings because they won so many games, but they couldn't finish it. I mean, they couldn't literally live up to the expectation. It's a disappointment. Ugly Chargers. Not just the reason that they blew up a 27-point lead, but they have a head coach who, I mean, who came through the ranks pretty quickly in NFL because he was a very good defensive coach because he was the defensive coordinator for the LA Rams when they went to the Super Bowl. I mean, when they were really good defensive team, but usually, I mean, when you have defensive head coaches, look at Bill Belichick. Patriots have been one of the best defenses overall in the NFL throughout that 20 years when Tom Brady won that 6 rings, right? Because every time Brady wins a Super Bowl, you have a top five. I mean, every time you have a top five defense with New England. So that's how good they are. But look at Mike Vrabel, Titans. They have a good defense. So most of the time, if you have a defensive head coach, then you have a good defense to begin with. But for some reason, Chargers don't have that because I mean last year, Houston Texans they scored 34 points against Chargers week before 49ers beat them. So for this is ugly because you have a talented quarterback and you are supposed to not blow up that kind of a lead. Imagine that happened with 49ers. I mean, we would be out of our minds, but that's pretty ugly. So probably it's time Chargers figure out okay what to do with this team, the head coaching because I really don't trust Brandon Staley anymore after this game because he shouldn't have lose this game. He shouldn't have lost this game because
Do you think
he's
he
a
do you think he
defensive.
came do you think he came up too early and didn't spend enough time at each level
I
watching how
yes,
other people do it?
yes, I do think so
Because
because
because after being in a position for a year or two, yeah, you can learn more, but you're not going to learn as much at the rate you did. But what you can do is you can look around in the people in the other positions, and you can take little notes, put in your pocket. You know what I mean? He was probably in those positions long enough to figure out how to do his job well and effectively, and not able to look around to see what other people were doing. Wasn't able to pick much up.
okay, so that's I think our show for this week. Probably we would be able to do one more show before the divisional round. Maybe I mean talk about some of the matchups, our
We got to get
prediction.
your picks. We got to
Yes,
get your
we have to do
picks.
that. We have to do that. So I think that's all for the day. So I hope it will be a good game. Tampa was Cowboys, and as 49er fans, hopefully we get to laugh at Cowboys at the end of the night. If there are any Cowboy fans, nothing personal, but that's the way. Because today I saw another poll on Twitter. I can't remember who put this out. I think it had already more than 1,000 votes uh, asking 49er fans who do they hate most. I think number one was Seattle, number two was Cowboys, just by very close margin. So basically, it's like 49ers. It feels like there are some 49er fans, about let's say 30%, 35% of the 49er fans hate Cowboys more than the Seahawks. That's kind of funny, but
That's the
it
old
is.
school. That's the
Yes,
old school. That
yes, that's
it it never died.
it never dies. Yes,
Like
I
like
think
like they could
the
change
early
divisions
90s,
and another
those
team
yes,
would come in and be our, and I bet you the people who say Seahawks right now would say
yes,
Seahawks later, and there would be like the Cowboys would turn into the new team. You know what I mean? As people start to die off, you know what I mean? Like new generation of bad guys.
yes,
Um,
yes. That's true. So I think that's it for today. So Ryan, I think you can wrap it up.
yep. Let me give a shout out to everybody who jumped in to say what's up today. Steve O Supremo, David McNiner, Damian Lee. We had
Karthik,
Carcast, huh?
yes,
Brian
Kakast.
Brian Culp, Carcast,
Yes.
and oh, I gotta get
I
all the
think
way
I got
back up
we
to
got
the
everyone.
top. Did we? Yes, we did.
Yes.
And I want to thank everybody. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Going live on Aaron from 49ers First Takes channel at 6 o'clock. We are doing Niner World Order. So if you guys aren't watching the game, come and join us over there. Bashar is going to be there for 49er Minded. Beto from 49er or Niner Sickness Podcast. And obviously Aaron. Yeah. Thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.